Can you hear me? Is that okay? Okay. Chère Cyprienne, dear friends, I'm very happy to be back in Kansas City in the beautiful Nelson Atkins Museum for this very special and exciting event. Special and exciting because I'm here on a double mission. First, to officially introduce our new Honorary Consul, Cyprienne Simchowitz, a pillar of the French community in this area. Second, to bestow upon her the insignia of Knight in the Order of Merit, founded in 1963 by President Charles de Gaulle to reward French and foreign nationals for distinguished achievements. The National Order of Merit is one of France's most prestigious awards. Cyprienne Simchowitz is attorney at law and a member of the Missouri Bar Association, and founder and owner of Paris on the Plains, an international business consulting firm. She's helping small and medium-sized companies to do business worldwide with, of course, a focus on the French-American markets, advising them on all international trade issues, laws and regulations affecting transnational transactions. After graduating in English and law in France, Cyprienne Simchowitz held different positions as general counsel in 2 French companies based in Paris. She came to the US in 1983 to work as legal counsel for Seva Laboratories in Overland Park, Kansas. Having met her husband Jerry, she decided to settle in Kansas City and to pursue a Juris Doctorate at the Kansas City School of Law. In 1987, she started a professional career as an attorney at law and has been living in Kansas City ever since. As you all well know, she is very much involved in the life of the French-American community. She is a dynamic president of the Alliance Française de Kansas City and an active member of different local organizations such as the International Trade Council or the International Relations Council of Kansas City. She is, of course, a member of the Society of Fellows of the Nelson Atkins Museum of Art. The installation of a new Honorary Consul is always an important moment. Important for the consulate in Chicago as well as for the French community in the larger region of Kansas City, which relies on her dedication and engagement to representing France, a country which is sometimes a bit complicated, but always captivating. Since the 18th century, France and the US have been bound by a mutual fascination, and this is still true today. Let's never forget that the United States and France owe each other their very existence as free nations, and that from Lafayette and Yorktown to the battlefield of World War I and the beaches of Normandy, our 2 countries have always stood shoulder to shoulder to defend and promote the values of freedom and democracy that are at the core of who we are. Chère Cyprienne, you have already participated in our annual Honorary Consuls meeting in Chicago last fall, and you know that the consular duties can be at times quite challenging. Among other things, your responsibilities include assisting and serving the French residents, for example, in remitting the biometric passports, promoting links between France, various local institutions and businesses, representing France at official events and public functions, and serving as liaison with local authorities. To be an Honorary Consul is a demanding job, and you know too well that honorary means that you are voluntarily dedicating your time and energy. But be assured that all the services of the consulate are ready to assist you. The fact that we have an Honorary Consul in Kansas City shows how crucial it is for France to be present in this region. Beyond the consular work, we count on you to identify business opportunities, potential areas of cooperation and exchanges between French and American companies, universities, research centers, and further deepen our cultural connections with local institutions such as the Nelson Atkins Museum. France would like to do more in the cultural, scientific, as well as the economic fields. As I always say, France is not only a nice country with good food, good wine, and a top tourist destination, it is also the 5th largest economy in the world and the 2nd largest in Europe. France has also much to offer, especially in terms of innovation and opportunities for business and investments. The USA is France's largest trading partner outside of the EU, but more importantly, it is the top foreign investor in France and the #1 destination of French investment abroad. We need to continue building new bridges between France and the local communities. Chère Cyprienne, we count on you. You are ideally suited for this challenge. We wish you all the very best in your new position. Again, congratulations to our new Honorary Consul in Kansas City, Cyprienne Simchowitz. I hope that Jerry will not be jealous, but I have a gift for you. It's a nice photo of the French president. You should hang it in your office. Now, I would like to proceed with the Order of Merit ceremony. As I said earlier, beyond her professional activities, Cyprienne is very much involved in the life of the city. As president of the Alliance Française since May 2011, she has promoted French language and culture, but also contributed to strengthen the visibility and appeal of France, and also of Europe in Kansas City. In the US, there are around 2.1 million French-speaking people, and the French language is the 2nd most taught foreign language in American schools. But we need to do more to showcase not only our heritage, but the innovative and creative French culture of today, and to stimulate academic, intellectual exchanges and cross-cultural debates. On that note, Cyprienne has launched innovative programs, invited prominent French personalities to Kansas City, sent an American intern to the French newspaper Le Figaro, and organized many French-inspired events. As we are commemorating the centennial of the beginning of World War I, I would also like to commend a passion for this topic and a personal role in developing our relationship with the National World War I Museum of Kansas City. We do have a lot of projects to develop together in the next couple of years. Twice last century, in 1917 and 1944, American soldiers restored freedom to my country, to the European continent. We, the French people, will never forget. Europe will never forget. Tomorrow, the commemoration of the 70th anniversary of D-Day will take place on the beaches of Normandy in presence of President Obama. The ceremonies will pay tribute to the soldiers and officers who sacrificed their young lives in France and Europe, and to the veterans who are fortunately still among us to remember. Those commemorations, World War I and D-Day, provide fitting opportunities for transmission of memories and the sharing of the values of liberty, equality, and fraternity, which are those of the French National Order of Merit. Chère Cyprienne, today, as a reward for your many achievements and exemplary commitment to the French-American relationship, in the name of the President of the French Republic, I have the pleasure to present you with the Medal of Knight of the Order of Merit. I have to do it in French.
Cyprienne Simchowitz, au nom des pouvoirs qui me sont conférés et au nom du président de la République française, je vous fais Chevalier de l'Ordre du Mérite. Félicitations.
I must say I'm really looking forward to being able to look at François Hollande, because I received a letter from him actually. So Jerry already knows we have a beginning with a relationship here. I invited him to come here to Kansas City to visit us, and he sent me a letter. He was very interested, but anyway, he couched it in such a way that I wasn't quite sure whether he was coming or not. I don't think he's coming. I will first say a few words in French, if you'd allow me. Monsieur le Consul Général, je vous remercie de vous être déplacé pour m'installer officiellement en tant que consul honoraire de la République française et me remettre la médaille de l'Ordre national du Mérite. Je remercie la République et vous-même de la confiance qu'elle m'a témoignée en me nommant à ce poste et de l'honneur qui m'est fait par mon induction dans l'Ordre national du Mérite. Je me réjouis ainsi de pouvoir servir les Français qui résident dans la région, ainsi que de continuer à contribuer, même si modestement, au rayonnement de la culture française et au renforcement des liens d'amitié entre la France et les États-Unis. Monsieur le Consul Général, dear friends and family, welcome to this little piece of France for a short time, and thank you for attending the ceremony. I am honored that so many of you chose to be here this evening. I thank the museum, its director Julián Zucazagoitia, who unfortunately could not be with us tonight, and especially his invaluable assistant Casey Claps for accommodating us and helping organize this event. In the face of the ever-increasing number of attending guests, she was a calming influence, assuring me that all would be fine. France has bestowed on me two honors, nominating me as Honorary Consul for Western Missouri and Kansas, and conferring on me the Medal of Knight in the National Order of Merit for my services on behalf of French culture as President of the Alliance Française de Kansas City. I thank the Republic and the Consul for the trust that it has placed in me to help the Chicago General Consulate serve the needs of French citizens in this region. As Consul Paul so eloquently stated in the speech he gave here last fall at the joint IRC and Alliance Française dinner, France, like the United States, is a country which has the habit of expressing strong opinions on a broad range of issues, even on topics where its interests are seemingly not engaged and opinions not required. And in that respect, at least, those who know me will agree that I was the perfect choice to serve as its representative. Joke aside, I am looking forward to continue serving my compatriots on both sides of the pond and help strengthen the bonds of friendship between the country of my birth and my country of adoption. Indeed, we are already hard at work on a couple of common projects, in particular, as Graham has said, with this august institution and the National World War I Museum. These honors, however, did not happen in a vacuum, and I would be remiss if I did not thank those without whose contribution this would not have occurred. To keep it short, I was hoping to find a one-liner as good as that used by NPR when winning the Webby Award, that's for digital news content a few years ago. Thank you, Webby, very much. But I believe this requires more, so bear with me. I thank Kansas City and its community. When I arrived here some 30 years ago, I could never have imagined that I would have to go back to law school, but also get to know so many people from all walks of life, be involved in the life of this community by serving on so many boards of non-profit organizations that sustain it. And most of all, that I would acquire so many new friends. So thank you, Kansas City, for welcoming me into the fold. And thank you to all my friends who have smoothed the transition from Paris to the Midwest. Last but not least, I thank my family, my children, Chloe and Jordan, who have been my gently teasing fans for so many years, and most of all, a very special person without whom none of this would have been possible, my husband Jerry White. From the beginning and for the last 30 years, he has been my sometime marketing manager, my public relations director, and always my #1 cheerleader and supporter. A small sad note for me. After 4 years in office in Chicago, General Consul Paul is leaving for other skies. Actually, he's leaving for Paris, so it's not so sad. I will be sorry to see him go, especially as I will now have to train a General Consul all over again. I'm sure you will join me in wishing him all the best in his new post. Thank you all. I am looking forward to working with you for a long time in the future. Please continue to enjoy the evening with food and drink. Thank you.